What's up, Kings Nation? Zavi here, and today we're back with the weekly predictions for the NFL season. And right now we have week 1 of the regular season, and we have some pretty good games week 1. I'm actually excited for this. But let's go ahead and hop right into it and get these predictions done. So, as always, let's go ahead and get the easy ones out the way. Let's see if there are any easy ones. Alright, so right off the bat, Falcons versus the Bears. I think that one's going to be an easy one just because the Bears are going to start Mike Glennon, I think. And, you know, he's a backup quarterback versus the Falcons' talented offense and defense. So that one's an easy one. Another one that might seem easy is the Steelers versus the Browns, because obviously the Browns last year, but they have moved in talent. And plus, since they're starting a rookie quarterback, I'm going to have to go with the Steelers because it's the Browns, obviously. And the next one that might be easy is the Panthers versus the 49ers. Because the 49ers also have the QB situation that they're dealing with right now. At least that's what I think. I'm not for sure. But so those are the 3 easy games for the week. Now, let's start with this Thursday night game. So we have the Chiefs versus the Patriots. And I'm going to have to go with the Patriots here just because of all the talent that they added this year. And, you know, it's just the Patriots. No offense to the Chiefs, but, like, I have to give this one to the Patriots. But one thing for sure, this should be a very interesting game to start the season off with. So let's go ahead and just, you know. Next, we have the Jets versus the Bills. And to be quite frankly, does anyone even care about this game? But in a serious note, obviously, this one's going to go to the Bills. Reason being, the Jets don't know what they want to do with their team right now, and they have a lot of things that they need to get together. They need some wide receivers. They need a quarterback, a running back, a whole defense. Like, that team might be the new Browns, low-key. But next we have the Eagles versus the Redskins. This one's like a 60-40. I want to say the Redskins are going to win, but, you know, they finally got Carson Wentz some targets to hit, so I actually don't know which way to go with this game, but I'm going to go and give this one to the Eagles just because I want to see Carson succeed, so that's why I'm going to go with this one. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to pick the Eagles with this one. Next, we have the Raiders versus the Titans. Now, this one could go both ways too. And because the Raiders are in the Chargers division, I don't want them to win. So I kind of want to pick the Titans because I also want to see the Titans win the AFC South. That's the division, the AFC South. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Titans, but this should be a very interesting game to see and watch. Wait, is Mariota? No, I don't think Mariota's hurt. So, next we have the Buccaneers versus the Dolphins. I think this game got rescheduled, so we're just going to X that out because that game doesn't matter. But if I had to pick one, I'm going with the Bucs because Jay Cutler's the starting QB for the Dolphins. Jaguars versus the Texans. Normally, if anyone plays the Jaguars, it would be a easy game. I am going to pick the Texans, but I do think the Jaguars have a chance of winning this if Blake Bortles doesn't be on his bullshit. So this might be the upset of the week. Cardinals versus the Lions. The Cardinals pissed me off last season to have all that talent and not do shit last year. The Lions are like a 6 seed team that make the playoffs scraping by. So I'm going to hope that the Cardinals get their shit together and this is the season for them. So I'm picking the Cardinals to win this one. Ravens versus the Bengals. Since I don't know if Joe Flacco will play or not, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals just for that reason. If he does play, then I say it's gonna be a close game and they have a chance to win. If he doesn't, then I say the Bengals win this one for sure. Colts versus the Rams was an easy one too. My bad. Colts should. Oh wait, never mind. Nope. Andrew Luck's not playing. That's why it's not an easy game. Oops. Oh well. Yeah. So Andrew Luck isn't playing. So this one's actually a 50-50 toss-up. And you know what? Nope. I'm going with the Colts because Jared Goff still doesn't know the offense yet. So I got the Colts winning this one. Seahawks versus the Packers. Now, this should be a good game this week, like most of these games. Seahawks versus the Packers. I'm going to have to go with... I actually don't know. I'm going with the Seahawks. Reason being is because they actually legitimately have an offense now, I want to say. Like, not that they didn't have an offense before, but I want to say their offense gotten better, especially with the running back duo they have in the backfield. So I'm expecting them to take this game over the Packers. Now, Giants versus the Cowboys. This one, so Zeke is playing in this game, I think, and Odell's not playing in this game. But Odell's not the only receiver on the team now because they have Brandon Marshall and Sterling Shepard. And the Cowboys still don't have any DBs. They're counting on rookies to earn the way. So this is another 50-50 toss-up game. But for this one, I'm going to have to go with the Giants just because they won last year and nothing about their defense has changed. Saints versus the Falcons. This one is a rivalry match because Adrian Peterson said he wanted to tear up his old team. And the Vikings still have Sam Bradford starting. So for that reason right there, no hate on Sam Bradford, but I'm going to have to take the Saints on this one just for that one reason, even though they have a talented squad. Wait a minute, no. I'm going to go ahead and change my mind on this one. Oh my God, I messed this sheet all the way up. Oh well. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings on this one. Reason being, I forgot the Saints still don't have no defense. Hopefully Dalvin has a good game, his season starter. Now, the matchup I've been waiting for in the week. We have the best matchup of the week. We have the Chargers versus the Broncos. So, obviously, I'm picking the Chargers to win this simply because all the dynamics we have. The Broncos still don't know who their starting QB is. They might end up starting Brock, to be honest. And, you know, we've seen Brock play for the past year. And for the Chargers, we love it. And actually, we played against Brock already. And we beat him when he was on the Texans. So, I'm excited. Now, let's go ahead and hop into who should start. Now, Chiefs versus the Patriots. Start Travis Kelce and Gronk because neither team has a linebacker that can cover both of them. That's another reason. Another person I'll start this game is Chris Hogan or Danny Amendola, whichever one is in the one spot because Julian Edelman is hurt. So whoever starts in that one spot will receive the most reps. So that's who I will start for that. On the Chiefs, who do the Chiefs even have at receiver? Oh, Tyreek Hill. I mean, you could start him, but like I don't really see him having a good week just because the way the Patriots run their defense. Jets versus the Bills. I say Tyrod's going to have a hell of a game. So I would start him, and I also would start LaShawn McCoy just because the Jets still don't have a rushing defense. And plus, since the Bills just got No. Never mind. Scratch that. But I definitely would start Tyrod and LaShawn. For those two reasons, Jets still don't have a defense. And if you're looking for a defense to start, I'll start the Jets defense. I mean, not the Jets defense. The Bills defense because the Jets doesn't really have their offense together. Eagles versus the Redskins. I would start Alshon Jeffrey and Carson Wentz just because they're going to have to pass most of the time since I don't think they have a running back. I could be wrong. Redskins, Jordan Reed, and Kirk Cousins because they have a rushing game, but they're mostly pass attack team. And I would say start other people, but right now since the season just started, I can't really think of the rosters. So Raiders versus the Titans. I would start DeMarco against the Raiders, and I would maybe start Marshawn Lynch, but I want to see how he's gonna do in this opening game, because that's really gonna be key. But obviously, go ahead and start Michael Crabtree and Amari Cooper, and for the Titans, go ahead and start Corey Davis and Delaney Walker. And I hope Corey has a good debut game, because I have his card on Madden. But anyways, Jaguars versus the Texans. For the Texans, I want to say you can go ahead and start DeAndre Hopkins just because the Jaguars don't really have any top tier corners, and he actually has someone that'll throw him the ball this year. So go ahead and start him. And I don't know if Lamar Miller will be playing, but go ahead and start him too because the Jaguars doesn't have a rushing offense. For the Jaguars, this kind of iffy. It depends on if Blake Bortles gets his shit together. If he does, then you can go ahead and start Allen Hurns and Allen Robinson. Next game, Cardinals versus the Lions. Obviously, every week is a good week to pick Larry Fitzgerald because he's consistent as fuck. Lions, you can go ahead and start Golden Tate for those two. And, yeah. For the Falcons and the Bears, you can go ahead and start Julio, Sanu, and Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Those are the four you can start from the Falcons. And if you want another defense you can start, go ahead and start that Falcons defense against the Bears. Ravens versus the Bengals. I don't really know anyone. Oh, if AJ's back, you can start him because the Ravens doesn't have any decent corners to cover him. So you go ahead and start him. He's bound to have a good game. John Ross is a little iffy because I don't know how he's going to translate from college to the NFL. So let's go ahead and go to the Steelers versus the Browns. So this one should be obvious. Start Le'Veon and Antonio Brown because, again, the Browns really don't have a defense. They're looking to get Jabril Peppers and Myles Garrett going early in the season, but I think the Steelers are still going to be able, Antonio Brown and Le'Veon is still going to be able to do their thing. Colts versus the Rams. I would start T.Y. Obviously, that's a every week starter. But his numbers may suffer a little because they're playing with a backup QB. I don't know who their starting QB will be for the week. And the Rams, I don't see anyone to start there. Don't even waste your time. Oh, never mind. Cooper Kupp might be worth the start, but we have to see how he plays to start. And also a sleeper defense to pick might be the Rams just because they're going against a backup QB with the Colts. But it's a sleeper defense. Seahawks versus the Packers. Definitely start Eddie Lacy and Thomas Rawls against the Packers because the Packers still don't have their defense together. You can go ahead and start Doug Baldwin and Jimmy Graham because Russell Wilson looks like he's going to have a phenomenal passing year. For the Packers, obviously start Jordy and A-Rod and Randall Cobb because, duo. You can't go wrong. And you can look to start the Seahawks defense too, but that might just be like mid-range points. Their defense probably not going to do exceptionally well, but they're going to do well. Panthers versus the 49ers. So, I say start Cam, Christian McCaffrey, and Kelvin Benjamin if they still have them. Just because the 49ers doesn't really have a defense just like that. And for the 49ers, I don't think there's anyone to start. Just because they're still trying to figure out their team identity. But they might have a good year since they got Shanahan from the Falcons, but you never know. Giants versus the Cowboys. Giants start their defense and start Stellan Shepard just because since Odell is out, I expect him to move to number one and him to get those reps. Evan Ingram might be a good start, but you never know how he's gonna translate. For the Cowboys, since this might be Zeke's only game of the year, I mean not only game of the year, but only game for a while, I would go ahead and start him because I expect him to have a exceptional game. Start Dez because Dak learned to start throwing to him now. So expect him to be used more. And a safe pick for tight end is always Jason Wynn just because he's going to get his even though you really don't notice it. Saints versus the Vikings. Now, if Adrian Peterson holds up to what he said he's going to do, then go ahead and start him. But the two to start for sure is Drew Brees and Michael Thomas. Just because Michael Thomas coming off of a exceptionally well rookie season, I don't expect him to have a sophomore slump. And on the Vikings, start Stephon because Stephon's just a beast. And go ahead and start Dalvin. Yeah, Dalvin. Because the Saints still doesn't have a defense. And, you know, I expect him to run all over them. Chargers versus the Broncos. No joke. Start Melvin, Phillip, Antonio, Hunter, Tyrell, Keenan. Start everybody. Like, why wouldn't you? But on a serious note, I would definitely start Melvin and Hunter Henry and Keenan Allen. Because last year, like, I don't want to jinx it, but this might be the only use you would get out of Keenan because we all know what happened last year. He was having an exceptional first half and then sadly, he got injured again. So, I would definitely start Keenan for this game just to get... because he's going to have an amazing game regardless. For the Broncos, also, if you want a defense to start the Chargers defense just because, like I said, the Broncos are still working on their offense because they don't know who they're going to start at QB. And since they just started because they just signed Brock, that might be who they go with. But on the Broncos, I don't know who to start for the Broncos, to be honest, just because they have so much going on. But this has been the weekly predictions and who I think you should start and sit. Well, not really sit, but who you should start. So let's look forward to this season opening up, and I hope everyone's team do as you want them to do. As always, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.